Hello, we are XYZ Consulting, and this is a summary of our bid for ABC Corporation and their desire to upgrade their 17-building campus. This bid has been prepared by Super Team 3, John Cavanis, Eric Barlow, Aaron Bender, Tyler Rabb, Nick Traub, Jill Morrison, Timo Macias, Ben Jones, and Leon Lewis. In our team's approach to this proposal, we identified that ABC Corporation needed 6 fundamental points to achieve their goal. 1. A network and server infrastructure. 2. Constant video monitoring of interior and exterior of the buildings, including entrances and exits. 3. Remote access to door locks. 4. Wireless campus-wide service. 5. A solution that is compliant with HIPAA, SOX, PCI, DSS, and COPPA requirements. 6. Additional services which include email, internet access, common printing, and a building access control system integrated with the building monitoring system. Based on the information provided by ABC Corporation, we created our proposal with the following assumptions. 1. Employees have Windows computers which require wired access. 2. Employees have phones at their desk. 3. Fiber is existent between buildings, 10-strand multi-mode, all home run to JSC. 4. Cottages 1 through 8 have fiber ran to cottage 9 and then ran to MDF JSC. 5. Current servers, payroll, accounting, inventory. In this first draft of XYZ Consulting's proposed solution, we will present the following items: suggested equipment selection with pricing, physical and logical diagrams of the proposed campus infrastructure, and our proposed IP addressing scheme. Equipment selection with pricing. Through some preliminary research, we were able to estimate how much phones, switches, and routers will cost. Cisco's website, as well as Ubiquiti Networks, have public pricing information that was used in this proposal. We have provided a high, medium, and low-end option at this stage until we are better able to decide what kind of spending is most appropriate. The lower end takes advantage of used equipment refurbished by Cisco. The other options incorporate entirely new equipment. Physical diagram. The physical diagram shows the overall topology of the campus. This diagram shows the fiber runs and the location of buildings with Wi-Fi access. We have also included diagrams for the intermediate distribution frames and main distribution frames. The 50-micron multi-mode fiber distribution is driven by the requirements in the RFI. Additionally, each building will require an IT closet, preferably 4 foot by 6 foot. The rack layout is dependent on connectivity needs and horizontal cable requirements. This installation estimate reflects a high-level ballpark based on the RFI. IP addressing scheme. To prepare our IP addressing scheme, we first examined the amount of hosts required on the campus based on the number of people and their required devices. This number was then doubled to account for potential growth in personnel. We decided to work with a Class C IP address with a subnet mask of 19, allowing for 8,190 possible host addresses. The address 192.168.0.0 masked at 19 was subnetted across each building, giving each building a range of assignable IP addresses for various departments. Static IP addressing was chosen over DHCP for improved security and maintenance of activity on the network. Access points were positioned in each building based on the map scale size of the buildings and the range 150 feet of each access point. 10 access points were also positioned outside throughout ABC Corporation's campus. All access points offer 64 additional IP addresses. For example, the maintenance department resides in the maintenance building in the northeast quadrant of campus. The maintenance department consists of 10 people. To get our estimated range of IPs, we doubled the number of people per department to account for both a worker's PC and phone. We then doubled this number to account for potential growth. 2 access points were placed in the building based on the map scale and a range of our access points, 150 feet. Based on the IPs needed for each person's PC and phone, The number doubled for potential growth and the inclusion of 64 IPs per access point. The total number of IPs available in the maintenance building is 168. Our subnetted IP address of 192.168.20.0, masked at 24, assigns a range of 254 addresses, accommodating the estimated requirements of the building. Logical diagramming. For the logical diagram, we took the physical diagram information along with the information from ABC Corporation and combined them with the addressing scheme. Simply, this is how we determine what should go where. Next, we assessed whether or not fault tolerance was important for this first iteration. We decided that it was, so we created a backbone for the system. Here is our first draft of the logical diagram. Our designer began by placing the ISP at the top, followed by the R1 and second router. Then he added the layer 3 switches, of which there are 10. After that, our designer added the layer 2 switches, of which there are 18. Next, he added the VoIP phones and computers in their respective boxes near their respective switch. Once all of these were included in the diagram, our designer began to name the parts appropriately, being sure to include the network addresses and assignable range of each network. Thank you for your time. This proposal has been prepared for ABC Corporation by XYZ Consulting.